A couple of days ago at PlayStation State of Play event, they announced the release date for Last of Us Part 2, which comes out in February of next year. Everyone was super excited, and they showed a trailer of the game that looks amazing, but they actually set something out that a lot of people are upset about. This is Ted, and this is Nerd Nonsense, and I'm going to make sense of what's going on here. So, Naughty Dog actually, after the release of everything, the release date, the pre-orders, and the collections, all the additions you can get for it, they released a statement that they sent out saying about their online multiplayer, that their Last of Us Part 2 single player game is not going to have the multiplayer. If you have played Last of Us Part 1, you know that they had factions where it's a multiplayer game, just like Call of Duty but third person. It was very, very strategic. It was very, very hard. I'm not gonna say hard, but it was very, you had to dig down deep to play it. I say it was probably one of the most competitive online games ever, and it was pretty crazy because they just made single player games. But that's what they're talking about here. They're saying The Last of Us Part 2 is so big, and that when they first went into it, they're like, okay, we got to do Last of Us Part 2 and factions. But as they kept going, and they said that the Last of Us Part 2 single player game was so big that they don't know if they should even add multiplayer, and they ended up not doing it. They said that we understand our community loves factions and as much as the creators do, and they said that they're going to do something later down the line for it, probably a standalone game for it. But The Last of Us Part 2 will not have any online features. It'll just a single player game. And a lot of people are upset. As a big fan of Last of Us as I am, I'm actually not. I loved their online multiplayer, their factions, but if see, because that's what you don't see a lot nowadays. You see people who have this really great game, and they're like, "All right, we got to do a single player and we got to do online." Like Call of Duty. One Call of Duty didn't even do freaking a story mode or a single player. They just went, all right, people just come for online, which is true. If you buy Call of Duty, you don't play for the story, and if you play for the story, I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, maybe you're not good at online, maybe you're not good at multiplayer games, I guess. But yes, a lot of games come out and they have to do both. But the thing about The Last of Us story was so beautiful, and like you could literally just play for the story. But hey, they had a multiplayer game, and that's another thing. Naughty Dog doesn't really make multiplayer games. Like I mean, I'm pretty sure. I think what is that other Uncharted? Sorry, Uncharted had multiplayer, and I think no, I don't think they did Tomb Raider, but Naughty Dog. Yeah, they had multiplayer. Remember Jack and Daxter didn't have multiplayer at all. They had multiplayer like for the racing, but that doesn't. Who cares? And going on from that, they don't really do multiplayer games. So when they did the factions in Last of Us Part One, it was really really good. I remember playing with a couple of my friends and my cousins with it, and we could play all night. It was really kind. They had a crafting feature like in the story mode. You make your own weapons and booby traps and whatnot. It was just so fun. But in this one, they said that they just focused on the story, focused on building what they primarily came to do was a beautiful story. And they said it was enormous, so I'm guessing it's going to be like really long, or it's going to be a very big open world type game. I mean, everyone's doing it nowadays. I mean, if you don't have open world in your game, I guess you're just shunned. I guess I don't know. I used to not be a big fan of it, but it's what's in now. I guess everything has to be open world. But I'm guessing that's what's going to have. The trailer looks really amazing, and honestly, I don't think anyone should be upset. I read some comments of a lot of people saying good. Like they're like me, where they're like, oh cool, they focused. They actually said, fuck the bullshit. We're going to just focus on our story. We're gonna make sure it's great and tops the last one, and multiplayer will come later. They did say it'll come later. I don't know. It's not gonna be add-on, but they said the Last of Us Part Two will not have an online. So with that being said, I think that they're gonna make their own game. Probably after the Last of Us 2 dies down a little bit, they're gonna add like probably like a PSN. Like just a PSN game that you can have factions and you can connect to your Facebook because it'll just be online. It's not gonna have no story mode. Obviously, and it's probably gonna be bigger and you can do more things with it. And they're just gonna do it at a later time. They're just gonna focus on the story. Well, they just focus on the story to make it the best they can, or top what everyone's expectation was for the first one. So if you're really upset about it, don't think you guys should be. I mean, I know I don't really see my friends posting about it, or I don't see my cousin or anyone who used to play with me post about it. I mean, it probably is like bummed out, but I just at this point we've been waiting for a long time for this. You know, we weren't even sure we were gonna get a Last of Us 2 until till like the very first announcement at, I think it was at E3, wasn't it? I don't know, for it. And I think I think we're just happy to have the story. And so I don't know how long. Like I said, they're gonna wait till it dies down to do it. So I don't think you guys should trip. Everyone should just hold your horses and just relax. Um, it'll come out in February. The pre-order editions look really cool. You get the statue of Ellie and whatnot. The steelbook case looks amazing. So, and while I'm here, I'm going to say this. If obviously PlayStation, if you have PlayStation Plus, if you don't, what are you doing? If you have PlayStation Plus in October, if you have never played The Last of Us at all and you don't know what The Last of Us is, in October, The Last of Us is going to be free for PlayStation Plus. So please, if you don't play online or you don't have PlayStation Plus, and I don't know why you have a PS4, I would recommend you at least buy a month of PlayStation Plus just to get The Last of Us for free. I mean, it's $20 right now, like anywhere else. I mean, if you want to buy $20, you can buy $20. I mean, you can buy $10 for PlayStation Plus, get 2 free games, including The Last of Us. But if you haven't played The Last of Us, please go download it when it's on PlayStation Plus. If you have Xbox, I'm sorry. You picked Xbox. You should sell your Xbox, get a PS4 Pro, play Last of Us, and get Last of Us 2 when it comes out in February. Or just wait to the PS5, get that, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be bundled with it as well. I don't know. Who knows at this point? But yes, The Last of Us is an amazing story, amazing characters, amazing voice acting. It's such a good story. You're not going to regret it. I have not seen one person say they hated The Last of Us. I have not seen one person. If you think Uncharted is good, you're wrong. The Last of Us is good. I'm sorry if you like Uncharted, but no, The Last of Us, in my opinion, tops Uncharted series. All of them. I don't care which one's your favorite. All of them. It's only one. Last of Us. But please, I would advise you guys to go download it to try it. I don't want anyone to miss out on this amazing game. And I don't even know if because The Last of Us had DLC and it was a story, like an add-on story. I don't even think they have a season pass in any of the pre-order bonuses as well. But the story is going to be great. I already know it. But this is Ted, and this is Nerd Nonsense. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you're excited for most. Are you upset about the not having online, or are you okay with it? Just let me know. I'm pretty sure you'll be okay with it. I'll guarantee you'll be okay with it. But like I said, this is Ted, and this is Nerd Nonsense, and I'm out of here. Bye.